You've probably been told that aging is just something that happens, a natural process we can't control. Wrinkles, fatigue, forgetfulness, joint pain. We're taught to accept it all as part of the package. But what if I told you that aging isn't just about time? That it's not the candles on your birthday cake that are making you feel older, but something happening silently inside your cells. And that the process of aging, what we see on the outside, is actually being driven by damage happening deep beneath the surface. Doctors are now revealing something remarkable. Aging, in many ways, is a disease of the cells. It starts when your cells begin to break down. They accumulate damage from stress, from toxins, from poor diets and lack of movement. Free radicals, unstable. Molecules caused by pollution, stress, fried foods, and even sunlight start attacking your healthy cells. This process is called oxidative stress. It's like rust for your body, and every single day you're exposed to it. But that's not the only enemy. Chronic, low-grade inflammation, what many scientists now call inflammaging, is another key driver. It's not the kind of inflammation you see when you sprain an ankle or get a fever. This inflammation simmers quietly, day after day, damaging tissues, speeding up disease, and weakening your body's natural defenses. Together, oxidative stress and chronic inflammation are like a slow fire burning through your body, aging you from the inside out. Now here's where it gets really interesting. For years, doctors treated the symptoms: moisturizers for skin, painkillers for joints, energy drinks for fatigue. But recently, something shifted. Researchers began asking, what if we could tackle aging at the root? What if we could actually slow or even reverse the process of cellular damage? The answer didn't come in the form of a miracle drug or a high-tech therapy. It came from something much simpler, something found in nature. A food so powerful, so rich in protective compounds, that when consumed daily, it began to repair and rejuvenate the very cells responsible for how we age. Doctors have started seeing patterns. Patients who made this one change, who added this one food into their daily routine, weren't just feeling better. Their skin looked younger, their eyes clearer, their blood pressure dropped, their memory sharpened, and more than that, their biological age, how old their body truly functions, began to decrease. It turns out aging is less about the years and more about the wear. And if you can reduce that wear, if you can protect your cells from daily assaults and give them the fuel to regenerate, you can feel younger, move better, think clearer. You can turn back the clock. Now imagine this. Every time you eat, you're either feeding disease or fighting it. Every bite is a signal, a command to your body. Most of the foods we consume today, processed, sugary, fried, are sending signals of stress, inflammation, and breakdown. But this one food, it sends a completely different message. It tells your cells to heal, to strengthen, to defend themselves against aging. Doctors began observing not just the effects on appearance, but on the markers of aging itself. Telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of your DNA that shorten as you age, began to slow their degradation. Mitochondria, the engines of your cells, started working more efficiently. Blood sugar stabilized, inflammation markers dropped. It wasn't just subjective. The science was undeniable. What's even more fascinating is how quickly the body responds. Within the first week, energy levels often improve. By the second, digestion gets smoother. By the third, sleep deepens. And by the fourth week, something changes in how people carry themselves. A lightness returns. Not just physically, but emotionally. The fog lifts. This isn't about perfection, it's about support. About giving your body what it has always needed to do what it was designed to do. Repair itself. Heal. Thrive. Age is not your enemy. But neglect? That's a battle you'll always lose. And in a world full of products and promises, the real secret was sitting on your plate all along. Because the truth is, we've been looking for anti-aging in the wrong places. It was never about chasing youth. It was always about nourishing the life you still have. And it all begins with one simple food. One choice, one change. That can start today. Aging has always been seen as inevitable, something we're supposed to just accept as the price of being alive. It shows up in our skin, in our joints, in our energy levels, and even in our memory. We tell ourselves it's natural, unavoidable, that it just happens with time. But what if that isn't entirely true? What if aging, or at least how fast and severely it affects us, is actually something we have more control over than we've been led to believe? Doctors and researchers have been digging deeper into what really causes aging, not just on the surface, but at the cellular level. And what they've discovered is both eye-opening and empowering. You see, aging isn't just a matter of how many years you've been alive. It's about the condition of your cells. And those cells are under constant attack. Every day, our bodies are exposed to things that accelerate aging. Environmental toxins, stress, processed foods, lack of sleep, and even too much screen time. These all create something called oxidative stress. Imagine a metal pipe left outside for years, slowly rusting from exposure. That's what oxidative stress does to your cells. It breaks them down, steals their strength, and makes it harder for them to regenerate. Then there's inflammation, the kind you don't feel, but that's quietly burning inside. Doctors call it chronic inflammation. Unlike a cut or fever that signals something is wrong, chronic inflammation just lingers. It builds up silently, damaging tissues, wearing down organs, and making your body less efficient at doing what it's supposed to do: heal and renew. This inflammation is one of the main forces behind conditions like heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and yes, even premature aging. And here's the shocking part. Most people are aging faster than they should. Not because of genetics, not because of fate, but because of what they're eating or not eating. While some foods create more inflammation, more stress, and more damage, there are others that do the exact opposite. Foods that reduce inflammation, combat oxidative stress, and actually help your cells repair themselves. Doctors have now identified one such food, one natural, powerful, nutrient-rich food that's been shown to do exactly that. And while it might sound too good to be true, the science behind it is clear. This food doesn't just make you feel better. It actually starts reversing the internal signs of aging in as little as 30 days. Think about that. 30 days. That's 1 month of your life. One simple addition to your daily routine. One consistent choice that could lead to a stronger heart, clearer skin, better digestion, improved focus, deeper sleep, and a noticeable return of energy. This isn't about some overnight miracle. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to do what it already knows how to do: heal. Because the truth is, your body is incredibly intelligent. Every second of every day, it's working to keep you alive, fighting off damage, renewing your cells, balancing hormones, and rebuilding tissues. But it needs the right fuel. Just like a car can't run well on dirty gas, your body can't thrive on poor nutrition. When you give it what it needs, the results can be life-changing. What makes this food so powerful is its unique combination of antioxidants, polyphenols, essential vitamins, and natural anti-inflammatory compounds. These nutrients don't just sit in your stomach and disappear. They go to work at the cellular level. They neutralize free radicals. They calm inflammation. They protect your DNA. And they support your body's ability to generate new, healthy cells. This isn't just theory. Clinical studies have shown measurable improvements in people who added this food into their diets daily. Within a week, many reported feeling more energized. By the second or third week, they were sleeping better, had fewer aches and pains, and even noticed changes in their skin. Less dryness, more glow. And after a full month, the internal changes were undeniable. Reduced inflammation markers, healthier blood sugar levels, lower blood pressure, even signs of improved cognitive function. But it goes deeper than the numbers, because when you start to feel better, truly better, you show up differently in life. You walk with more confidence, you think more clearly, you laugh more, you move more freely, And you stop dreading the future because you realize that you're not just aging, you're living, fully, vibrantly, on your own terms. The mistake we've made for too long is believing that aging is just about luck or genetics, that some people are just blessed with better health. But now we know better. Now we know it comes down to choices, small, consistent choices that support the systems keeping us alive. This food isn't a gimmick. It's not hidden behind a paywall or available only to celebrities. It's something real, something natural, and it's something you can start using today. So the next time you look in the mirror and wonder if you're aging too fast, remember this. Your body is listening to every bite, every habit, every moment, and sometimes all it takes is one right choice to begin the process of renewal. Because aging may be natural, but how you age, that's up to you. Imagine if you could look in the mirror in just 30 days and actually see a difference, not just on your skin, but in the way you feel, move, and think. For a long time, the idea of reversing aging in such a short span sounded like science, fiction, or maybe something out of a miracle product ad. But now it's becoming a scientific reality, not through magic, not through surgery, but through something as simple as food. Doctors have started documenting remarkable changes in their patients just weeks after introducing a single food into their daily diets. The change doesn't come with fireworks or overnight transformation. It's subtle at first, but then it builds. One day you realize your joints don't ache like they used to. Your energy doesn't crash mid-afternoon. You wake up feeling rested instead of exhausted. These aren't coincidences. They're signs that your body is healing. And the timeline? Shorter than you'd think. The science behind this food isn't built on hype. It's built on measurable clinical results. In controlled studies, participants were asked to include this one nutrient-rich food daily, without changing much else about their routines. And by the end of the 30-day period, the improvements weren't just felt. They were seen in their blood work, their hormone levels, their skin, and even their posture. Doctors noticed drops in inflammatory markers, those dangerous little indicators, in your blood that reveal hidden stress in your body. They saw reductions in bad cholesterol, increases in antioxidant activity, a rebalancing of cortisol levels, which means better sleep and less anxiety. And most importantly, they saw an overall shift in biological age, a powerful way to measure how old your body is functioning, regardless of your birth date. But perhaps what's most powerful isn't just the physical results. It's the emotional ones. Because when people feel better in their bodies, everything else starts to shift. That sense of helplessness that often comes with aging, like your body is betraying you, starts to fade. You begin to feel in control again. You feel lighter, sharper, more alive. And it's not because of some prescription or complicated routine. It's because you gave your body exactly what it needed. Something natural, something powerful, and something it recognizes as fuel. Week 1 often starts with a boost in energy, the kind that surprises you because you didn't expect to feel it so soon. It's not a jittery kind of energy. It's calm, sustained, and steady. By week 2, digestion improves. Bloating goes down. Skin might start to look clearer. There's a softness returning to your features and a brightness returning to your eyes. These aren't exaggerations. They're what happen when inflammation lowers and nutrients finally start flowing to the places that need them most. Week 3 is when you really begin to notice the compounding effect. That midday brain fog you've been living with? It starts to clear. Sleep feels deeper and more refreshing. Your mood stabilizes. It's not just that your body is healing, it's that your brain is coming back online. And by week 4, people often say the same thing. I feel like myself again. Or sometimes even better than they ever remember feeling. Not younger, but well, which is an even greater gift. Doctors now understand that the body responds quickly when given the right tools. Aging doesn't have to be a slow decline. In many ways, it's like a train that's gone slightly off track. When you feed it what it was meant to run on, it starts moving in the right direction again. And the best part is, it doesn't take a year. It doesn't take a strict diet or a complete life overhaul. It takes one consistent act, one food, one commitment to yourself. What's so revolutionary about this is how accessible it is. We're not talking about expensive superfoods flown in from across the globe or supplements that cost a fortune. This food is simple, it's often overlooked, but inside it is a combination of compounds that work synergistically to do exactly what your body needs: repair, replenish, and protect. And it works fast because your body is always ready to heal. It's just waiting for the signal to begin. That signal is nourishment. Real nourishment. The kind that communicates directly with your cells, that turns on genes responsible for longevity, that cools inflammation like water on a fire, that reverses damage, not by masking it, but by correcting it. That's what this food does. And the more consistently you eat it, the more powerful the effect. So many people wait until something breaks to make a change. They wait for the diagnosis, the prescription, the burnout. But the beauty of this discovery is that it allows you to start reversing damage before it shows up on a scan, before it takes something from you. Because your body doesn't need a crisis to start healing. It just needs the right fuel and a little time. 30 days may not sound like much, but when you give your body exactly what it needs, it's more than enough to start a transformation. Not just in how you look, but in how you feel, how you live, and how you age. Every now and then, science stumbles upon something so powerful and yet so simple, it makes you wonder how we ever missed it. That's exactly what happened when doctors began studying the effects of a particular food, one that wasn't new, exotic, or manufactured in a lab. It wasn't a pill, it wasn't a supplement, and it wasn't being sold with flashy advertising. It was something that had been around for centuries, quiet, unassuming, and completely natural. And yet, within its simple form, it held the ability to do what no cream, no injection, and no quick fix ever could: help the body fight back against aging from the inside out. The truth is, we've been conditioned to chase beauty and health from the outside. Serums, surgeries, gym memberships, and diet trends, we've tried it all. But what if the real breakthrough in reversing the effects of aging wasn't about what we put on our bodies, but what we put into them? What if, instead of stripping away symptoms, we could nourish our way back to strength, youthfulness, and clarity? That's where this one food comes in. Doctors have been amazed by the consistency of results seen in patients who start incorporating it into their daily lives. The benefits aren't just visible, they're measurable. Reduced inflammation, improved insulin sensitivity, clearer skin, healthier joints, more restful sleep, sharper focus. And it's not a coincidence. This food contains one of the most concentrated profiles of antioxidants and polyphenols found in nature. These aren't buzzwords. They are compounds that your cells actually use to repair damage and extend their lifespan. When you eat this food regularly, you're not just filling your stomach, you're sending signals to your body. You're telling it to shift from survival mode into healing mode. You're turning on the genes associated with longevity and turning off the ones linked to inflammation and breakdown. This is the cutting-edge science of nutritional epigenetics, and it's showing us something revolutionary: that what we eat can literally speak to our DNA. And the most beautiful part? This isn't some obscure ingredient. It's available in every grocery store, often sitting unnoticed between all the brightly packaged products. It doesn't cost a fortune. It doesn't require a chef. It's simple, powerful, and incredibly effective. The kind of food that nourishes you on every level, not just physically but emotionally too. Because there's something deeply satisfying about eating something you know is healing you. Now, if you're wondering what this food is, it's not a gimmick. It's not some lab-grown protein or trend-driven powder. It's a type of berry, a richly pigmented, antioxidant-packed, nutrient-dense berry that has been revered in ancient cultures and is now being re-evaluated in modern science for its astonishing benefits. Whether it's blueberries, blackberries, or acai, the family of dark-colored berries holds within it compounds like anthocyanins and resveratrol, two of the most studied and proven agents in the fight against cellular aging. These berries work By neutralizing free radicals before they can damage your cells, they also reduce inflammation, support your cardiovascular system, and even help your brain form new connections. People who consume berries regularly tend to have lower rates of cognitive decline, better heart health, and skin that ages more slowly. And when doctors tracked patients over 30 days, just one serving a day of this food resulted in significant improvements across multiple health markers. But let's not get lost in the science alone. Think about the simplicity of it. One bowl of berries a day, tossed into a smoothie mixed with yogurt sprinkled over oatmeal. That's it. No complicated plan, no extreme diet, just a daily commitment to give your body what it needs. And the results? They come quietly, almost unexpectedly. You find yourself moving more easily, smiling more often, waking up before the alarm. And maybe one day someone looks at you and says, "What are you doing differently? You look younger." That's the power of the right food. It doesn't fight your body. It fuels it. It doesn't cover up damage. It helps fix it. And it does so gently, naturally, with a rhythm that aligns with how your body was designed to function. Doctors are now encouraging their patients to look at food not as a threat or a source of guilt, but as medicine. And this one food is quickly becoming a cornerstone of that advice. Because when you find something so accessible, so effective, and so deeply rooted in both ancient wisdom and modern science, you don't ignore it. You use it, you respect it, and most importantly, you build a lifestyle around it. You don't need to overhaul your entire world overnight. You just need to start with one thing, one change, one food. And as it begins to work its quiet magic within you, you'll understand that reversing aging isn't about escaping time. It's about embracing the power of nourishment. Because sometimes the most extraordinary results come from the most ordinary places. Once you understand the science, once you realize that aging can be slowed, even reversed, with the right choices, there's only one question left to answer. How do you make it part of your life? It's one thing to know what works. It's another thing entirely to live it. We're all busy, all dealing with routines, responsibilities, distractions. But the truth is, the difference between feeling older every year and feeling stronger, sharper, and more alive, it comes down to the daily things we choose to do. When doctors talk about the food that can reverse aging, they don't mean it like a magic pill. It's not about eating one thing once and expecting transformation. It's about consistency. It's about making this one food a non-negotiable, part of your lifestyle. Like brushing your teeth or drinking water, simple, repeatable, and profoundly powerful. People often ask, but how do I start? How do I actually make this food a habit? The answer isn't complicated. You don't need a chef. You don't need a plan that flips your life upside down. You just need small, realistic changes that you can build into your day without stress. Start in the morning. That's when your body is most ready to absorb nutrients, when your cells are still waking up and looking for fuel. Add this food to your breakfast. If we're talking about berries, for example, toss a handful into your oats, your yogurt, or your smoothie. Keep frozen ones in the freezer so you never run out. They're just as powerful, just as nutritious, and they take seconds to prepare. This one step alone can feed your body with antioxidants before your day even begins. If you snack during the day, turn it into a chance to nourish. Instead of reaching for something processed, try a bowl of this anti-aging food mixed with nuts or seeds. It satisfies cravings and fuels your body at the same time. And the best part? You'll notice over time that the more you eat nutrient-rich food, the less your body will crave the things that age you faster. Sugary, salty, or processed snacks. You can even include this food in your main meals. Blend it into sauces, toss it into salads, bake it into healthy desserts. It's flexible, it's flavorful, and the more creative you get, the more it becomes a part of your normal way of living. And that's the key. Not a quick fix, not a temporary plan, but a shift in how you think about food and aging altogether. The good news is, you don't have to do it perfectly. This isn't about eating clean 100% of the time, or restricting yourself until you break. This is about adding, enhancing, uplifting your diet and letting your body do the rest. Your body is already built to heal and renew. All it needs is the signal to start. And that signal comes from the nutrients you give it day after day. Some people like setting reminders, small nudges on their phone to make sure they're including this food at least once a day. Others find accountability in community. Share the journey with a partner, a friend, a sibling. Make it fun. Make it personal. Talk about how you feel each week. Celebrate the changes, even if they're subtle, because subtle changes add up to major transformations over time. And while you're focusing on this one food, don't forget the environment it thrives in. Sleep well, move often, hydrate, manage stress. None of these have to be perfect either, but when you support your body in multiple ways, the impact of that one food becomes even greater. It's like giving your cells a full toolkit instead of just a single wrench. This isn't about restriction or sacrifice, it's about empowerment. About realizing that you don't have to sit back and let time do whatever it wants to your body. You don't have to accept that memory loss, fatigue, stiffness, or dull skin are just part of aging, because they don't have to be. The choices you make every day, what you eat, how you move, what you believe, are shaping your future self right now. Incorporating this food daily isn't just about nutrition, it's about sending a message to your body that you value it, that you're investing in it, that you believe in its ability to grow stronger with time, not weaker. And that shift in mindset is often the spark people need to change not just their diet, but their entire way of living. The most remarkable part is how quickly the body responds. You'll see it in your skin, your mood, your sleep. You'll feel it in your joints, your energy, your clarity. These aren't just superficial wins. They're signs that your body is waking up again, remembering how to thrive, how to renew, how to live with vitality. Because at the end of the day, aging isn't something to fear, it's something to guide. And with the right fuel, the right habits, and the right mindset, you can age on your own terms, strong, clear, and full of life.